Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Genshin Impact. Yes, guys, we're okay. So we're back again. We are going to continue with the main story quest, or more likely, Archon quest of this act. And bro, this act has had so many things going on. Oh, I still can't believe that we lose Melos and Silver. My goodness. It was one of the worst things that could have happened. Not only Navia lost her father, but she also lost two of the closest companionship she's ever had. I guess since she was a child. I still can't digest that fact. But looking on a little bit on the bright side, is that we at least know that whenever, even if they passed away or they got dissolved by the primordial seawater, they will protect Navia no matter what. That is insane to me. How can someone be that loyal, bro? Not, I don't think even Bowser's minions are that loyal. Or maybe no. Maybe they are, but given the events that happen in Bowser's minions and also Bowser Jr.'s journey, I guess that's something different. But whatever, we already know. Alright, so why are they trying to join me every single time, bro? Well, whatever. So after so we went with Navia after she lost Silver and Melus because again the primordial seawater. We went to a domain to some ruins, and we investigated there that there were some like drawings on a wall, uh, telling us about the prophecy. So now Nubilet was going to ask Furina about it, and we also met Mona. She told us that she was going to get in touch with her master to tell us more about this prophecy too. What else? Um, oh yeah, Navia. It seems that Navia felt much better, and now she's going to help the members of the Spina di Rosula and also the people that were living in Posan. So, without further ado, and having set all the bases and explained everything that happened during the last episode, oh yeah, also worth mentioning, Arlecchino was the one that helped the people of Posan help them escape. Or not her, but well, yes, her, but also the Fatui. So, and she was the one that gave us the location of the domain in which Navia almost dies. I guess that was not that good, but what can you say? We didn't thought that it would be flooded with primordial seawater, and it would be a good thing to like let Navia like distract Navia from this like from the events that just happened after losing members of Posan and also her two bodyguards and more people.
You're here! Finally! Is something wrong?
Yeah.
Monsieur Neurvalette and Lady Furina, they seem to have gotten into a dispute. Please go see for yourself.
Oh, brother, this is not good, bro.
Like I said, I've already explained everything!
And yet the problem has not been properly solved. There is little space for excuses between us. It is not my intention to offend you, but please, tell me where you stand. You are the Hydro Archon Focalor, are you not? Look at this. This is a list of the victims from the recent Poisson incident.
You mean they're all...
We did not arrive in time to avert this disaster, and I will not have it happen again.
Bro, again, they know about this. Why they didn't let an alarm or something, a warning? Like, I don't know, look out for strange color water. How difficult is that? And why is Nubilet talking to Fiorina like a little too calm? It's getting on my nerves that he's so calm talking about this. Normal people would be screaming and also throwing a tantrum, basically. I am. That's how I am reacting is how the Nubilet should be reacting in front of Fiorina right now. But that's not happening, I guess.
I will say this once more. You must tell me everything you know. Yesterday, I found 3 stone slates in some ancient ruins near Poisson. Do you know anything about those?
Seriously? You're questioning me like this is a court case now. I don't know anything about that. But you found them in some ancient ruins, you say?
That's correct, which is why I came to ask you some questions. There should have been 4 slates, but one of them was missing. The other 3 feature different images that seem to correlate to the prophecy.
The prophecy?
The second of these slates depicts the previous Hydro Archon Egeria kneeling before a floating island in the sky, as if confessing something. Do you know nothing of this either?
I don't. I've never seen such slates.
I'll ask you again. Do you really have no information regarding the previous Archon? My deciphering of the slates indicates that the Hydro Archon Egeria once had to confess to, or apologize for, a certain sin. If anyone would know about it, it should be you.
All gods don't have the same secrets, you know. She was herself and I'm me. Is it really so strange that I know nothing? I understand your concerns, but I'm sorry. I just don't have anything to tell you.
Forgive me for saying this now, Lady Furina, but I have long known of your various secret investigations into certain matters. There are several indications that you have been investigating the prophecy on the sly. This is not strange in itself, considering that you are the Hydro Archon. But it is strange that you should also claim to not know any of Egeria's secrets, as well as do nothing following your inquiries. You have never been as superficial as you have presented yourself to be, nor are you a fool. And yet, your behavior is very inconsistent.
So you've been watching me all this time, have you? I didn't think you were that type.
You...
Well, since you know about my secret investigations, then you should know I'm actually working to take care of it. There's no point questioning or suspecting me. You're the Eudix, but you're still my subordinate. You should be following my lead. Just trust in me, you're Archon, and do as I say. Never mind whether you can truly convince yourself to or not. It'll all turn out fine.
I do not trust you, bro. I feel like we should really step in. We really should step in and see what's going on for ourselves. And now, if she's taking this investigation with the prophecy in her own way, at least she should tell us something, bro. Furina, tell us something. How are you intending to save everyone or try to confront this prophecy without telling us anything? Arlequin already scolded you for that. Now Nubilet, who else is going to scold you for all the terrible and bad decisions that you are making?
That's all I have to say. We do not discuss this matter again. Oh, the opera's about to start. Toodles!
Oh yeah, no, off you go. Excellent. What?
Did Furina not notice us standing by the door? Wonder what's up with her. She was smiling. Huh. She didn't seem in the mood to care if we were listening in or not.
She seems deeply troubled. She seems to be deliberately hiding something.
I assume you've been outside for a while now?
Oh, you noticed. Seems Furina didn't even realize we were here.
She was in a great panic, though I cannot discern the reason. Our discussion reached impasses time and again, a state of affairs that we cannot allow to continue. Still, I do not understand. Dialogue is the basis for understanding, so why did she keep refusing to engage?
I'm afraid questions alone might not suffice. We need to make her understand how dire the situation actually is. Even if she understood how dire the situation was, she was to avoid us. I don't. My goodness.
Everyone in her inner circle has noticed that she is hiding some secret. The issue is her attitude. I fear that she will not reveal anything unless absolutely forced to. We may have to create a situation in which she will have no choice but to speak.
Oh? Like what?
A trial.
Normally, people will only reveal the truth when standing trial. Perhaps we must have the Hydro Archon experience just such a scenario.
But Furina's seen so many trials, and she's really good at dodging questions. How do we make sure that she won't just slip away at the first chance she gets?
We will need to consider this thoroughly, join forces with various parties, and then do what we can. If at all possible, I would prefer to recuse myself from this affair, but we must prevent the prophecy from coming to pass. This may be cruel to her, but all Fontaine is in crisis. The information a god possesses is too precious, and so we must take a chance on this.
I have to agree with you, Nubilet. We are trying to prevent a disaster, for crying out loud. And you know what they say. Desperate times calls for desperate measures. We really need that info, whatever she's hiding from us. It will be tough, but we will do whatever we can to help you.
But who will lend us their aid to do such a thing?
I got it. I think I know who to call. A few days later, on a boat somewhere in quiet Poisson. Wait, what? Poisson? What are we doing back in Poisson? I guess we're about to find out. But, so that's what that was. That's why she is going on a trial. Alright then.
Well, that's everyone, huh? Speaking of which, it was pretty smart of you to think of hiding here.
Poisson was just involved in a disaster, so it's presently devoid of people. That naturally makes it the best choice.
And here you are drinking tea like it's the most natural thing in the world, huh?
That's what families should do. Sit and enjoy a leisurely time together.
It's nice to enjoy tea here, you know? Care for a cup?
Lend me your ears, everyone. Or perhaps one of you might like to start us off. How about you, friend?
Me? No, I don't think I can.
Then, how about you, good sir?
I fear that I will cause the mood on this boat to become as somber as it is in court.
Then Lini is the most talkative one, or Paimon. Why are you like going between Fermina and Nubilet?
Well then, I guess we're lucky we've got a local like me to organize things. Wonderful, the spotlight at last. I guess I'll be facilitating things from here.
That was a little long-winded, don't you think?
Oh, you might be right. Anyway, to cut to the chase, our friend here, the Traveler, has brought us together to discuss something. As for what that is, well, let's start by saying that we'll be pooling our efforts together to create a series of traps.
Oh, how intriguing.
Well, it's just an expression, really. One that I just learned from Chlorand, and used on the spot. So, let's invite her to explain in detail. A round of applause, please.
Huh? Didn't you say that you would be facilitating this?
Oh, come now. Your work doesn't involve much public speaking, right? This is a good chance to practice. You might even pick up some fancy oratory tricks to impress your boss with in the future.
I see. And what does my boss say?
He is glad that you consider him your boss. Do go on.
In that case, do any of you have experience hunting?
Not that I recall.
Fremine and I once used a wooden stick in a basket to catch wild rabbits when we were younger. As for Lynette, oh, right. You were sick that day, weren't you?
I've also gone diving to catch some fish before. Does that count?
I'm afraid not. You may or may not have heard, but Fontaine once played host to a group known as the Marechaussee Hunters. Though that was their name, they did not hunt animals, but rather various monsters left behind by the ancient dynasty of King Remus. Today, Fontaine's monster population has already thinned greatly, so the hunters have blended back into society, taking up arms in other lines of work. They even left a unique methodology of hunting in their wake. A trap comprises of the following components: bait, a trigger, and a containment device. Sometimes a lethal implement will also be necessary to deal with the prey. So, if we were to build a trap together, right now, what would you choose to build it with?
For me, I would prefer something basket-shaped. Pigeons and rabbits will see the bait and naturally enter the snare. Our line of work requires a deft hand, and we're some of the best in the industry, so you can count on our techniques.
You used some of those techniques while moving the people of Poisson, didn't you? My subordinates mentioned that you even performed some magic for the bawling children.
Yes, and I even managed to gather some intelligence in the meantime. I'm quite the multitasker if I do say so myself.
I'm afraid I can't claim that as my strong suit. I prefer more stable methods, like placing bait in the water and waiting for the fish to come within reach. That's the kind of method I would count on.
Calm and steady. Exactly the kind of person who would catch loads of fish.
And I can be their assistant.
With discretion, I'm sure.
I'd probably use some sort of mechanical animal. Papa once bought me some small clockwork squirrels, mice, and such. When placed in the forest, they can attract others of their kind. I remember that you liked those too, didn't you?
I did. And that would be a good way to go about it. If they're realistic enough, animals of the same kind will follow them all the way to the trap.
What about you, Monsieur Neuvillette?
I fear I do not have any related experience.
That makes sense. You usually solve problems directly, without the use of any such tricks. But I do have one more question for you, monsieur. If we were to create a trap now, how would you design it?
I would like for it to be effective, but bring no harm to the prey. A more gentle trap would be ideal.
Kind, as always. However, our intention doesn't necessarily change the containment device and the type of implement we need. If we wanted to kill the prey in one strike, we would need a powerful implement. However, that also goes for prey that must be captured and safely contained.
Wait, why's that?
Only a hunter who's a true expert at subduing their prey can snare it without harming it. The line that divides life and death is often exceedingly thin.
So are we going hunting together?
Huh. We hadn't thought of seeing ourselves as hunters. It kinda works, but maybe it's still not the best metaphor.
If our means of capturing and dealing with our prey is to put them on trial, then the hunting metaphor is actually quite accurate. But we shall require much more courage than any hunter to judge a god, a being whose seat is an exalted throne.
Yep, I agree. You're right, Novelet, you're right. We need something to work out perfectly. To put a god, a celebrity, into a trial.
Oh, so that's what's going on. Sounds very interesting.
Okay, Cloran's hunting metaphor was just that. A metaphor. You would not call this a hunt, because that is not what you should do at present, nor has the relationship with you and Furina reached such a dire state. For me, I think it has. Oh? What you need is simply the secrets she is keeping. Attempting to take her secrets is an act of scrupulous disrespect, but must be done to prevent Fontaine from sinking into the waters as foretold in the prophecy. There is neither hunter nor prey, but there must be a trap. That is what you will need. I was expecting that Arlecchino was going to make a very big appearance here, but I guess that whatever appearance she made, she already had it, unfortunately. Besides, she has already her hands full trying to help the people from Fontaine, I think. Well, not for sure, but that's what I think, anyways. It is done. Go to the Spina di Rosula base. Oh. So, could it be that Mona has news for us? Could it be that? Or are we still trying to prepare the trap? So, my goodness. I am so glad that we are able to see Navia and Cloran interacting again like old friends. It is quite nice. Childhood friends, actually. And here we are.
It's been a tough few days, hasn't it? So much has been happening.
I know, right? Those meetings sure did make me hungry.
Paimon didn't think the meetings would go on for so long, but everyone seemed pretty fired up, huh?
Well, we are trying to save the people of Fontaine. One way or another, so obviously everyone is going to be excited and fired up with this.
Paimon thought they'd be at least a little frightened. Well, Fremine was, now that Paimon thinks about it, but everyone else just looked a little surprised.
I see, Paimon, that you feel more confident after the meetings.
Well... It's hard to say. Paimon doesn't have any experience with this sort of thing. But with you around, Paimon sure will do great. I After all, you're the most reliable person in the world, aren't you? Huh?
Huh. Is there something wrong, Paimon? Do you wanna talk about it? Or something?
Did you just pour some tea? Paimon didn't notice you doing that at all.
No, I didn't.
Then what's that? Paimon's never seen that cup before.
Don't be frightened. I'm just joining you two for tea. I merely refrained from saying anything till now.
Who's that voice?
Oh,
But
that
there's
must
no one
be
here.
that must be Mona's master, no?
Ah, have you forgotten me already?
Wait, you are familiar. You're the voice we heard from the sky in Sumeru.
The voice from the sky, hmm? I fear that description is wrong. Though, not completely wrong. You're feeling lost now, just as you were feeling previously. I sensed that confusion and thus came to you. Guiding people is an irresistible hobby of mine, after all.
I see. So, who are you? And what do you want with us? Oh, so it's not Mona's master. I thought she was. Now that I remember, yeah, after Wanderer, after Wanderer's like story quest, after he got his vision, his memories back, and everything else, this voice I didn't remember quite. Oh, I didn't quite remember it. It sounds a little too different, if we're being honest. Or maybe I'm wrong. Correct me in the comments if I am wrong about this. But yeah, thanks for the refreshment, mysterious voice. So again with my questions: who are you, and what do you want with us?
Consider me a passerby, just accepting a commission from my friend's disciple on a whim.
Oh, okay. So I was right in some kind of in some kind of way. Okay, friend's disciple. So this is one of friends of Mona's master, the enigmatic end of the Hexen Circle. Hexen Circle. I don't know how to pronounce that, but let's leave it like that. So, Miss, allow me to ask you: will Fontaine's prophecy come true?
The prophecy. Yes, what has been prophesized will be fulfilled. You may view such things as the history of the future.
What? Then is there any way we can stop it?
I believe you have witnessed a failed attempt with your own eyes. Can everything in Tevat so easily be changed?
Ah, there it is again. Fate! Can there really be no exceptions? I don't know what to say. But bro, even in the even in other games we have challenged and fate and we have succeeded. How? How are you telling me that there will be no exceptions or no way that this can be prevented?
Ah, so you've caught on. Just as prophecies are usually only the future as seen from the perspectives of the gods, could things be happening in hidden corners where the gods' gaze does not fall? Are the things that you shall see different from the fate that the gods perceive?
What is she talking about? It all sounds really impressive and important and stuff, but it also sounds kind of scary.
Oh great. The tea in the teacup is just about gone as well.
I believe that you understand, right? Some things are insignificant, but others you must reach out to change. Ultimately, fate shall serve as your only guide, no matter what will happen in Tevat's future. All you need to do is to play your part.
Okay. So we have to play however we can to stop the prophecy from going? Is that what you're saying? We're trying to do everything we can. But okay, sure, at least that doesn't break all hope. At least yeah, that doesn't like remove hope from the picture just yet. It's going to be a dire situation. But if there is a small chance that we can do something to stop this, we must take the chances.
This was good tea, by the way. Thank you for your hospitality. Well, that'll be all for today.
The voice. It's gone.
Just like that. Wait, let me read that. Mage N. Is this the clue you're leaving for? I think it is. The unexpected news lead when you wake up, someone seems to be outside. Come on, I couldn't read it right.
What? I want to hear someone talking. Alright, coming!
Paimon, you're getting more diligent.
Hey, it's you who's getting lazy, okay?
And you're not?
Well, I see I've walked in on some lively banter.
Mona!
Oh, hi Mona. How you been these past few days?
Fine, just fine. I went to take part in that Steambird panel. It turned out to be more interesting than I expected. Not all Fontainians are pessimistic about this. One journalist mentioned that sitting around and waiting for the end to come would be wrong, and that they should make their own rescue preparations. I agreed, so we had a brief chat with her.
I mean, she's not wrong, but rescue? More like evacuating everyone, don't you think?
Did she have pink hair by any chance?
Oh,
Why, yes, it was Charlotte. You remember her, right? That daredevil journalist? I'm in full support of her view. Prophecies are very important, but how can people allow their lives to be commandeered by just a few words?
That's right! Paimon's glad to hear something sensible for once.
Ah, yes. About what we had discussed before. I did try, but I'm afraid I couldn't reach the old hag. I'll try again tonight, but I wouldn't get your hopes up.
well, truth be told, we already. Someone already came over.
Huh? Goodness gracious. Are you serious?
Yes. I believe she came to pass a message to us.
She said that even the god's gaze has blind spots. Pretty bold if you ask Paimon. Most people would believe the gods to be all-knowing, right?
I mean, you have a as a living example of that. Her old perspective about eternity and such things, snatching, snatching the visions from people, and also like isolating Inazuma from every other nation and country and whatnot. Oh god. Nah, don't worry about it. Well, again, yeah. I mean, A is the living example. We were able to like change her point of view and everything, so I think it's possible now that I can recall.
The Hexen Circle members are certainly anything but ordinary. As for the mage named N, the old hag has mentioned her a few times. She said that N's sense of direction is incredible, and that she loves guiding those who are lost. But I've never met her, and if she were still alive, she'd
be. Well, suffice it to say that the hag's at least a few hundred now, and N's been around for longer than that.
Whoa. The Hexen Zircle sounds like a scary group. But they must really stay in shape to live so long.
Their abilities alone are pretty terrifying. If she came to see you personally, then the problem you're facing must truly be of great importance.
Well, it's not like Paimon could understand anything she said.
Yes, she was quite cryptic, but I suspect she means that there is still a way to turn things around. She didn't say when or what that would be, though, so...
Yeah, again, I mean, that's what
Perhaps it
she...
is something that
No!
you cannot know right now.
Perhaps it is. But again, it is, at least she told us that we should not lose all hope just yet. There are things that we can still do something to turn the tides, the tides in our favor, and stop this prophecy, or at least not letting it fulfill completely. But again, this is going to be so very problematic. Oh, there we go again. True. Her words were meant as a helpful hint, but when will we realize their value and meaning? Yeah, we're running out of time, to be honest. Oh, was that the best answer to my question could have gotten?
Traveler, Paimon, are you two alright?
No.
Oh, we're fine. We're just a little down right now. It kind of feels like the end is coming, you know?
I know what you're saying. It's all over. It's over. It's almost. It feels like it's over. But again, we cannot give any. We cannot give in just yet.
I see. I feel that same sense of desperation, too. I guess you could consider me someone who has often witnessed fate. So far as I have seen, it cannot be swayed. But even so, I still hope for, and believe in, miracles. Astrology is eternal and rational, but fate may not be. It is cruel, but it can also be beautiful. Perhaps that's what En was trying to tell you. Not to lose heart, and to believe that what you are seeing playing out before you is not yet set in stone. I did originally think of steering clear of all this, but I couldn't. Even if this is all futile, I still wish to help everyone. If we don't struggle to the last, then how can we face the end when it comes?
Huh. You do have a point.
There I go, talking about astrological principles again. Sorry about that. The moment I start talking about work-related stuff... Oh, I need to get going.
I mean, in some way, it lifts up our spirit, Mona. So it is an interesting way to put it when you have witnessed fate time and time again, and with astrology, oh, I don't want to think what an astrology can do in a fantasy game. We've already seen it, and well, yeah, it's not a big deal, to be honest. Again, you lift our spirits up again. So, thank you, actually. I really appreciate that you are trying to, like, give us, to get that spark of hope into a fire.
It was worth trying to comfort you, even if only a little. I believe that you'll help those who are struggling in the same way I did. I suppose that might be why we always seem to meet by coincidence.
Paimon feels kinda moved by what Mona said. But also kinda sad, too. Hey, Traveler. Paimon suddenly feels like going outside for a walk. Let's go.
Okay.
Let's walk around the city, shall we? There's a few spots we always like to walk by.
Is that so? Okay, so it has to be on the surface then. Well, that was comforting, to be honest. I really didn't expect that Mona. Well, it does make sense. It does make sense. After all, again, what having witnessed so many fates play out, I guess it makes sense. I feel that this is like, no, it's not. It's a little different, but I just hope that we can play out how it's supposed to be.
Huh? Our names are written in this newspaper. What's going on?
Maybe we're famous?
Let Paimon see! The underwater stronghold, the Fortress of Meripede, has continued in its noble autonomy, but that does not mean that others cannot interact with it. My recent attempts to enter the fortress bore little fruit. Huh. Guess Charlotte still hasn't given up on that. Thus, did an Outlander friend become the focus of this report? A blonde adventurer with their white fairy, legends trailing in their wake. It is said that this mysterious traveler once visited the underwater fortress.
I wouldn't call visit. I did got locked up. I must clarify. And they're still calling Paimon a fairy. I mean, she's basically a fairy, no?
So while the fortress's interior remains a mystery behind closed doors, do not fear, for the tales of the traveler contain surprises in spades. Journalist Charlotte's biggest scoop yet, the Traveler's Trail, World Walker. Huh. Charlotte took so many awesome photos of us and we never even noticed her. She hasn't been able to get a hold of anything at the fortress, so since we're easier to find, she's using us as the subject matter instead?
Yep, that sure seems to be the case.
Ugh, seriously? Well, fine. Those headlines and photos do look cool, so Paimon will forgive her this time.
Oh, this time. Sure, bro, sure. Okay, continue moving forward. Whoa, moving forward. Oh, I really like that, how that sounds. Maybe it's because that's the name of a song from a Mario and Luigi game, actually. Going back to the Mario and Luigi series, RPG series, that was a... Oh no, we're back!
We're here! Paimon's hungry. Should we go in and get something to eat?
You bet. Yeah, so what was I saying? Yeah. Keep moving forward. It's very likely like not keep pushing, but almost like pushing forward. That is the name of that Mayan Luigi boss team from Bowser's Junior. Bowser's Junior's Journey.
Hey, quick! Look! That's the limited edition only 16 slices a day cake!
Huh. It hasn't already sold out for the day?
It was so delicious the last time we tried it! Despite the tense situation we were in, let's give it another go. Paimon's sure it'll be great!
I bet they were. I bet they were. I mean, given that we were on such a... I mean, that circumstance without the Kino, it was very tense. We thought that she would do something, that she would strike or something. I mean, can you blame us? Can you blame us that we couldn't enjoy anything in her presence? She has like a very strong aura. Ugh. I mean, she's not as bad as she makes herself look like, but just her appearance, she gives an imponent aura, if we're being honest.
One slice of cake, please.
Oh no!
Someone showed up after all! Oh, wait, you're the one from the Palais Mermonia.
Oh, are you here to buy cake too? It seems Monsieur Nervalette was right. You really can eat.
What does that mean? What is that supposed to mean?
Wait, did he really say something like
That's right. Even he has his own preferences when it comes to food. As for me, I love the cake and coffee here.
Do you come here often?
Usually every day.
Every day?
It's part of my daily schedule, apart from work. I shall have my cake and coffee.
Then what if someone told you one day that this place would be closing soon, and you wouldn't get to eat cake here anymore? What would you think?
But why would it close?
Well, Paimon doesn't know either, but maybe the waters will rise tomorrow. You know, like in the prophecy.
Oh, the prophecy. To be honest, I haven't paid much attention to that. No, still, even if there'd be no more cake tomorrow, that wouldn't keep me from having some today. No, it's the same for eating in general. You might not be able to eat tomorrow, but if you can do so today, then you should carry on. That's what people call living, you know.
I mean, you're right. You shouldn't wait like for the future, but it is still very important, bro.
Huh.
Don't be sad. Excuse me, could I have 2 more slices of cake to go? These 2 slices are for you. Sijuin said that this kind of expression you're making is what humans call being sad.
You think?
Oh, you know Sijuin?
She must.
I sure do. She was born before me, and she sometimes comes to the surface to teach us things about humans. She said that humans are creatures that are saddened easily, yes, and you can only lift their spirits by feeding them delicious food. So please try the cakes here.
Wow! She knew all that from the portals of Merpit. Well, you know.
I've got something else to do, so I'll be going now. You two try to stay in a good mood after eating, all right? Bye!
And there she goes! Alright, let's dig in. Paimon's sure this cake will be delicious.
And wait, she just said there she goes. Paimon, she didn't say Paimon hopes to see her again. Alright. You share a glance with Paimon as snarf
It's
through
more
the cake.
delicious than last time! And the flavor gets even better with a sip of tea. It sure would be nice if we could come again tomorrow.
Truth be told, I am more of a coffee person than a tea person. I like my coffee.
Sure would be nice if we could always eat delicious food here.
I was expecting that someone will come out and say something at least. Nice hotel, to be honest. Let's get out of here. We have things to attend to. But for now, we're not doing really anything. I guess things must fall into place before we can do something serious. Like they say, that's part of a trap. You must set the trap in the right place and in the right time to snatch your prey.
We're near the Steambird office. Let's go look for Charlotte and have a chat.
Wait, didn't you just say that you forgive her? That sounds really menacing, Paimon. And here we are.
Wow! If it isn't the Traveler and Paimon! Oh, have you seen the article I wrote about you?
Ha!
We
You
have.
got some nerve! You just used us to make some quick mora!
Can we negotiate a profit split? A profit split?
Oh, you needn't worry about that. I heard that you were in Poisson some time back, so I sent you a letter to discuss just that. It appears you didn't receive it, though.
No, we couldn't. We're busy with other matters.
It's all right, though. I've set aside the amount intended for you. I've even set the table with some food.
Really? Oh, you're the best!
Paimon, you were menacing just not 5 seconds ago, and now you're the best? Really? You just ate for crying out loud.
You're almost a little too easy to win over, Paimon. If
I
I were a
agree.
journalist with ulterior motives, you'd be in trouble now, you know.
Oh, Paimon knows you're not like that.
Still, what brings you here all of a sudden? Were you looking for me?
When Mona mentioned you, we thought of coming to see you at work.
I see. It seems you've already bumped into Mona here in Fontaine. So she mentioned me? What did she say?
She said that you're a real daredevil of a journalist.
Nice. In which case, can this daredevil journalist dare to request an exclusive interview with the legendary traveler and Paimon?
Huh? So your article in the paper today doesn't count?
Oh, of course it doesn't. That was more like live photography. What I'd like to do is dive deeper and ask you to talk about the things you've seen and experienced.
So you seriously want to interview me, huh?
Yeah, are we even qualified enough?
I mean, for an interview, everyone is qualified, especially adventurers.
Why not? If I say you're worth an interview, then you're worth it. But not right now, of course. I'll need a few days to prepare.
Okay.
Oh, in that case, we'll just chat when you have the time then?
Oh, so that's a yes? Ooh, splendid! I'll tell the editor-in-chief immediately. I'll have to apply for lighting, a venue, some props, and... Whew, so much to get done now. Talk to you later.
Okay, bye.
Wait, Charlotte, Paimon's still got a question for you.
We're not done yet?
And what's that?
If, just for example, Fontaine were to be flooded tomorrow, what would you do today?
Huh, that's the prophecy you're talking about, isn't it? I mean, I do hear about it often, but I've never once thought that the day could be tomorrow. If you're seriously asking, then I might try and think of a way to leave Fontaine. Oh, but I'm still a journalist first and foremost. That means I have a duty to be reporting from the scene. And secondly, I wouldn't forsake my homeland that easily. From what I've seen, most people don't know what they'd do should the worst come to pass. In truth, it might be better just to behave like normal rather than worry over such an end. So in all likelihood, I'd probably still be prepping at the office for that interview of ours. I know what you're thinking. That sounds a bit sad, but I've always believed that it's best to do what you enjoy. Just think about it. If this nation really were to be suddenly destroyed tomorrow, but I still successfully finish an exclusive interview with a truly unique person, then the story I would wind up writing would truly be timeless. And then do you know what I'd do? Well, I'd write that story, send it for printing, and use messenger pigeons to get copies out to the various nations as soon as possible. I'm not a dreamer, nor am I a workaholic, but I do love my job, and I'd be proud of leaving such an article behind. I guess you could say that I was born. But anyway, that's my answer. And on that note, I'll get back to my preparations.
That's so nice. All of a sudden, Paimon actually kinda envies her. Anyway, let's go and take a look at the sea, shall we?
Oh, goodness gracious. Ugh. I don't know how to feel about this. It feels like nobody cares about
Sea
it.
breeze and scenery can be a pretty soothing combo, huh? Paimon's been thinking.
Uh-huh. Go on.
If it wasn't Fontaine, but all of Tevat that would be destroyed tomorrow, where would we go and what would we do? No, Paimon should ask, if you could choose, what would you like to do?
Oh my goodness. That's such a pretty tough question. If I could choose, huh? It's just like Charlotte said. Suddenly trying to consider what to do is pointless. Is it really?
We've always been moving to the next destination, so we haven't spent much time thinking about these kinds of things. We didn't have to either, with us always being on the road and whatnot.
Well, until that moment comes, I think I'll keep journeying on.
You mean, still traveling?
Yeah, you could say that. Cherishing every single moment that I had to look up onto this world.
Huh. Wait, isn't that what we've always been doing?
Yeah? The banter goes back and forth between the two of you as time slips by. As night falls, you return your accommodation and end this busy day. Was it busy? We were just taking a stroll, eating desserts, and asking other people about this thing. The next few days are just as calm. Charlotte comes to find you and conducts the interview in the Spina di Rosula safe house at the Flufsenre. Navia, having finished her business in Poisson, even drops by to take a photo with the two of you. All goes well. How come? Were there no other disasters about this thing, really? That's odd.
Feels like you'll grow mold if you stay here long enough. But it's still better than the Fortress of Mirapede, that's for sure. It's not only damp there, but salty too.
Ah, so the two of you are still here. Wonderful.
Oh, you're from the Palais Mermonia, aren't you?
Yes, I'm Isadora. Monsieur Nervillat sent me to look for you two before. I heard that afterward you went to the Fortress of Meropide.
Yes, we did. So are you under the impression that we might be wanted criminal? Okay.
Not at all. I'm well aware that you're friends of his. Actually, I'm here to pass along a message from him.
Alright. Did something happen?
Yes, inside the Opera House. The Maréchaussée Phantom has declared the incident a small-scale riot.
Wait, what?
A riot?
Well, that said, I don't personally think it was that serious. Lady Furina was watching a performance at the Opera House, and while she was resting during an intermission, some other audience members suddenly started harassing her, loudly accusing her of doing nothing about the prophecy crisis.
Oh, are those Lini, Lynette, and Parmine?
And before she could respond, others started to join in.
Oh.
The crowd continued to grow, and protests against the Hydro Archon started to break out.
So people have started to put the blame on Furina. Guess they finally found an outlet for the pressure they've been under due to the prophecy.
Ah, well, at least.
I agree. People will naturally rely on gods, as is customary. But the moment people feel threatened, gods are also the first to be blamed.
Yeah.
So what happened after that? Is Furina okay?
Seeing that the situation was spiraling out of control and that further argument was pointless, she claimed that she'd gotten tired of this and left in a hurry.
Oh, obviously. Of course she would do that. Of course she would. Because she's as useless as a Magikarp.
The Maréchaussée Phantom had their hands full maintaining order and did not catch where Lady Furina had gone. Only when things had stabilized did we realize that she had gone missing.
Okay.
So, you mean she's still missing?
That's right. The Maréchaussée has dispatched many people to search for her, but we don't have any leads yet. That said, I don't think there's much to worry about. She is a god after all. Even if she were to fall into the hands of rioters, what could ordinary people do to her?
I see. I understand the situation.
Good. Monsieur Nervillat sent me to tell you about the situation, but he didn't say anything else.
Don't worry, this is more than enough to go on. Thanks for keeping us informed.
Ah, is that so? Well, all right then. In that case, you two take care. I'll be heading back to the Palais now.
Hmm?
Well, sounds like we should hurry over to Poisson then.
Yes. You sure caught on quickly.
If we know Furina, she won't try to fix things in this situation. Instead, she'll look for a place to wait out the heat.
Yeah.
And as we also know, she may be loud and dramatic, but she doesn't have a heart of stone.
More likely she needs one. Kind of.
When Nervalet was talking to her in the Palais Mermonia, and she heard about Poisson, she couldn't hide her sadness and remorse. It would be hard for her to ignore being accused by the public today. Paimon thinks Furina's probably taken the opportunity to slip away to Poisson and try to relieve the sense of guilt that she's feeling. Huh. Well, what do you think? Paimon knows the answer, of course, but Paimon can do the analysis to back it up too. Cool, huh?
Huh. I see becoming a detective's done you some good. Oh, sorry. Looks like those detective novels have had an effect on you.
In that case, there's not a moment to lose. Poisson, here we come!
Yep, we have to go back to Poisson then. Let's go. Now let's find Furina. Wait, it's an hour. Huh. I think we will stop this episode right here. We will continue on the next one. I am not intending to do another long video. Just like what I did during the Bella Baja. Yeah, during the Bella Baja live with Topas and everything. I do not intend to do that again. And last time, there was not even a single chance to... Well, in the previous video, there was not even a single chance to stop the recording. So, this will be our line that we're drawing in the sand. For this episode, at least. So... What are your thoughts on this episode? Let me know in the comment section down below. And, well, let me know, do you think it could have been done something? I still think that at least they should try to evacuate the people, even though there has not been a single incident ever since. They shouldn't take this lightly. At least be ready for whatever happens. And also, do subscribe to this channel so you don't miss on anything that I will be uploading about this game or other games that I will be playing. My god, this is going to be one interesting... The next episode is going to be very interesting. I don't know if I am going to see the final act, or if this is even the final act or final episode at this for this Archon quest. But one hopes we can see how this drama plays. I feel so tired. This has been a pretty... This also has been a pretty rough episode, if we're being honest. So, what do you think? Do you think Navi and Cloran were having some nice chats with them? We were also having some nice chats that, and also that it's also nice. Do you think it's nice that we can see them like as childhood friends, that they turn into enemies per se, and then they are back to being friends? Alright, yeah. Thank you so much for watching. I am Game Miracle, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye!